Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
And what we're here with today is the latest American Idol 18 reaction. This is the third episode of the various auditions that we've had a chance to see. And I think it's an interesting crop. I think we have at this point a lot of... obviously we're going to have good singers. I don't think that's going to be a shock to anyone.
No, but the women really brought it tonight, and that was really cool.
The women brought it. We have a lot of women we're spotlighting here. And, beyond all that, I think we also just have some really unique people with interesting backstories, people who I am at least curious about in terms of what they're going to do next. In this video alone, we will talk about Genevieve Linkowski, Dillon James, Courtney Timmons, Geena, and Shannon Gibbons. All of them, I feel like, are at least notable, and they've got a shot at maybe making it through Hollywood Week. Emphasis on maybe.
Yeah, and it was also a pretty interesting episode because there was a lot of people that were very religious and had a lot of sort of religious inspiration in this episode too.
Well, before we dive into anything here, though, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. We'll be here with you guys through all of American Idol Season 18.
So speaking of religious inspiration, the first person that I want to talk about is Dillon James. So he's all tattooed, and it's all religious type stuff. We had Jesus and Mary, and it was amazing. Whoever did his artwork, amazing. It looked really good. I know you're not a tattoo guy, but
not as much. But I
thought that looked really good.
But I think that he is a unique character. He's got a very difficult backstory. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, and I think people are going to really resonate with that because there's a lot of people out there that have sort of had similar struggles that he's had, and to see that he has come through on the other side and he's doing so well, and he's, connected with his family so closely, and I think that's going to be really inspirational to a lot of people. Now, he came out and did Dillon, which I love.
Yeah.
We've seen Arthur come on the show. He also did Dillon.
Yeah.
And Dillon's not that easy, but I think that Dillon James here, he has a whole package. He's somebody that I think is going to go far in this competition. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a really beautiful voice. He's got a great story. I think we're going to see him, top 10.
Make You Feel My Love it's a song that people do a lot, but it's also one of those sort of songs where unless you do a really, really good job at it, you're just going to kind of fall by the wayside, and everyone's going to think, okay, this is yet another instance of Can You Make Me Feel My Love? And I do think that his voice, and more importantly, the way he carried it, is enough to sort of draw you into his world. You get a real sense of, okay, this is who he is, this is what he sounds like, and he's country in a lot of ways, but I don't think he's just country. I think he's got kind of a soulful crossover appeal with rock. And we know already that the country vote can win any competition known to mankind ever. We have seen it about 2,000 times.
Absolutely. And then add on top of it the story, add on top of it that he's a good-looking guy, and I think he's going to go far here. He really is a whole package.
It's hard to sit here and think about a situation where Dillon is actually going to be in danger, but, we'll see what the middle of the competition has for him. We've seen favorites fall before, but for now, I think he's set up very, very well. The other person who I think is going to get a lot of headlines story-wise after this episode is probably Genevieve Linkowski, who is coming back after being on the show previously a couple years back. She has gone through a lot of devastation in her life, losing her sister, and coming on and doing How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?
Heartbreaking. Beautiful. Her voice, man. Woo!
It is. She can go in a lot of different directions. She has a really good range, and you have to find a way to do this song where it's powerful and not whiny, and I think the wrong person, you can kind of, if you get a nasally effect in there, this song just it can be really off-putting, but I think she delivered something that kind of transcends the show, and I think it's something that she'll probably hear from a lot of people over the next couple of days who have dealt with loss and sadness, and I think she'll be an inspiration to them. I think because she's had this experience on Idol before as well, I don't see a world where Genevieve is not at least circa top 24 or so, if not maybe being a strong contender into the top 10, just because people are going to like her, and her voice is even more seasoned than it was when we last saw her.
Yeah, her voice is really beautiful. She picked a perfect song for her voice, and then, of course, match it to what's happened to her. You could feel it through the song. She did a great job tonight.
A lot of really, really high stakes, too, but she still managed to kind of just rise above all of it and deliver in the end.
So next we're going to talk about Shannon Gibbons, who is someone whose voice is just completely, holy smokes, like everybody of this whole night, Shannon was it for me. I can't even say how much that I love her. I mean, she was doing Etta James, which is very hard.
Yeah, not easy.
Not easy, but her voice, there was things that she was doing with her voice that I really hadn't heard before. She sang it in a way that I didn't even expect that voice to come out of her.
Yeah. I thought she was going to be good from the moment she sort of mentioned that she's like gigging on Long Island with like some middle-aged dudes, and I was just thinking in that, I was like, you know what, these are guys who've probably been gigging for like 20 years, and they wouldn't be messing around if you weren't any good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they want to go out there and perform with someone seasoned, and she kind of was dressed a little bit like someone who would have performed in like 1968.
And the cool thing about her too is the fact that she does gig a lot means that she's accomplished performer. So not only is she amazing in this audition, but if she's going to be getting into the performances and we're going to actually see her working a stage and all that, she has experience. So on top of good voice, I'm very excited to see what she's going to do with that stage.
I think she's going to do some really, really cool things. I love how her sense of originality, yes, she did a cover, but she did a cover in a way that was really, really interesting. I think she's unique. I think she definitely stands out for pretty much everyone else. I think she could do some really, really cool sort of old school numbers on the show moving forward. I just hope that they give her a chance and they're just not like, okay, Shannon, you're not mainstream enough for American Idol. That, you know, people get hit with that over and over again on this show.
But it's interesting because a lot of the people that have gone through already, like her, like Arthur, you know, like Joven, we've seen people who are not mainstream, who are kind of dipping into these older songs that are classics, that are insanely hard. And they're the people that I'm remembering that are like top of the crop right now.
The person who I want to talk about next, this is a little bit of a wild card for me, but I really like Geena in some I don't think she's the best singer that is out there. I don't think that she necessarily is the best in terms of stage presence yet, but I think her song was so catchy, and that she got the judges involved in it, and she just seems fun and unique. She's kind of figuring herself out still, and you know, it's people like that who I kind of want to see on the show, because they're sort of I mean this as a compliment, she's sort of one of the weirdos of the world, and I like weirdos. I like people who kind of have the interesting hat and like the big glasses and seem to be like, you know what, this is who I am. I don't care what people seem to think about it. I'm going to go on here and do an original song. I'm going to get the judges to sing with me. That takes a lot of confidence, and it didn't feel like I'm trying to do a talent show. Look how big my voice is. It's sort of just like, hey, this is who I am. If you like me, great. If you don't like me, guess what? I'm going to go and I'm still going to go do this song somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think standing out the way that she does is going to set her out of the pack. Because everybody who's going through has a great voice. So that's not the thing that's going to be the only thing that's going to make you stand out. Her having this kind of quirky kind of style, which I really like, and then, you know, add on top of it that her original was really catchy and really good. And I mean, they could be looking at that, or people will be looking at that of sort of like, oh, here's somebody who's going to be able to come off of this show and make music. They're going to have probably some catalog of songs that she's already got going on, maybe inspired to make more throughout this whole process. I mean, I think that there's a lot there.
I hope she makes it far enough so that we can see more. I mean, I could see her getting cut in Hollywood Week, where they saddle her with some cover that's not right for her. She's probably one of these people who really needs very specific music in order to deliver. But I'm just excited to see what she's going to do yet, because I have no idea what she'll do next.
I just really also hope that wardrobe is going to leave her alone.
Yeah, don't force her into something that's not... Let her wear her hat and her glasses if she wants to wear her hat and her glasses.
Yeah, I really want to see that style continue to help her stand out from the crowd, because I really like that. And it goes along with her original quirky kind of songs.
Okay, so the last person we have to talk about here is somebody who really should not have even been at auditions at all in Courtney Timmons. I mean, if people knew they could do this, why even go to the cattle call auditions anymore? I mean, why just not stand outside?
Well, now they do know that that's a thing, so
yeah.
Well done, Idol. Now you're going to have a million Courtneys waiting outside.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think Courtney Timmons was really, really good.
Yeah, she was.
I think it was just also an opportunity for Idol to make a fun little moment out of something that hasn't been on the show really before, of here's this contestant who none of us have really heard sing. I mean, do you buy that nobody's ever heard her sing?
No.
Maybe Ryan was just like, can you sing me a couple of notes before you go in?
Yeah, I'm sure there was just probably just a little bit, so that, because if you're going to have that moment and you're going to bring somebody in who didn't audition, so she's kind of jumping the line, didn't go to the open call, anything like that, she needs to be able to sing.
What if she just went in there and instead of singing, she just started like doing the chicken dance and started moving around? Then they would have had no way of knowing.
Yeah, I feel like somebody heard just a little bit, not a lot. I don't think they lied to us, but just enough to be like, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, we're doing this.
And Courtney's got a really cool voice. Her presence was more than justified. I kind of just like seeing how excited everyone was by it. It is kind of a genuine moment where I think 90% of all American Idol people going into that performance, the judges know they're probably going to be at least reasonably good. Otherwise, why would producers put them there unless they're, a joke audition?
Yeah.
So the element of surprise here was sort of fun. It was sort of like Idol doing the voice without actually doing the voice, because they're still looking at her.
Yeah, they are. No, she was a lot of fun. She had a really good just energy about her. Like, even when she went through and she was just kind of like, she was so excited, and I love watching people that have that kind of excitement in them, as well of course as talent and story and all that kind of stuff. So no, I was really happy to see her go through.
All right, well, that is our take on the latest American Idol audition show and 5 people who really stood out to us. But who did you like the most from this episode? Share now in the comments below, and if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time.